All right, the last lesson for this unit is going to be systems of inequalities. So what we're going to do for the video is just take you through the basics of graphing regular inequalities. So again, this is going to be the last lesson before review day. The first thing we need to know is we need to solve the inequalities for y, and we always solve for y when we are needing to graph. So in this problem, I need to get y by itself. So to do this, I need to get rid of the 2x on both sides first. So you will have 5y is greater than negative 2x plus 10. And then to finish off this problem, to get y by itself, I just need to divide everything by 5. So I'm left with y is greater than negative 2/5 x plus 2. So the same thing on this side. I want to get y by itself. The first thing I need to get rid of is this 3x. So I'm just going to get rid of everything that's on the same side as y. Because I already have an x on the other side, I know that I just need to combine those terms. So I'm left with negative 4y is greater than or equal to 5x minus 3x is 2x, and then bring down that plus 12. The last step is to divide by negative 4, and again I divide everything. So I'm left with y. I'm going to hold off on the inequality sign for now, but I do know that 2 divided by negative 4 is negative 1/2, and 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. And remember, I wrote down at the bottom, when you divide an inequality by a negative, you have to flip your inequality sign. So now I have that y is less than or equal to negative 1/2 x minus 3. So again, we went over this so that we remembered how to rearrange inequalities so that we can graph them, because both of these have a slope and a y-intercept. So now that we know how to solve them, we are going to graph. For these problems, this one, as you can see, y is already by itself. So I just need to pull out my slope and my y-intercept so I can start graphing points. My slope is negative 2/5, which means I'm going to go down 2, but to the right 5. My y-intercept is the point 0, 2, so that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to start at 0, 2. And then we said down 2 and to the right 5. And down 2 to the right 5. And then working backwards, up 2 to the left 5. And up 2 to the left 5. Now with this being an inequality, there's two things I need to look at. This is saying that y is greater than. Just greater than. So this greater than symbol tells me that I need to shade above the line, because these are all of my points that are greater than negative 2/5 x plus 2. Because there's no equal sign, I'm going to have a dotted line. So between these points, I'm not going to put a solid line, I'm just going to dot it. And this is for the same reason that we have either a closed point or an open point when we graph this on a number line. And then because y is greater than, I'm going to shade everything in my graph that is greater than this line. So that's a quick way of graphing inequalities. I do have one more example for you. And this one you can see that y is not by itself. So just like we did in the first two examples, I need to get rid of this 2x. So I'm left with negative y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 6. Then I divide by negative 1 to get rid of that negative in front of my y. So I'm left with y. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is positive 2. And negative 6 divided by negative 1 is positive 6. And again, when we divide by a negative, we need to flip the inequality sign. So that greater than sign is now less than. So same thing, my slope is 2, which means I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 1, and then my y-intercept is 0, 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is just plot all my points. Then we have to look at our inequality symbol. I have a less than or equal to. So this less than means I'm going to shade below. And since there's an equal to, I'm going to have a solid line. So we're going to graph it just like a normal graph. To shade below, so all of my y values below this line are down here, because y is less than that line. So there's 2 examples of solving for y and 2 examples of graphing. So now I want to try this one on your own. So y is not by itself, which means you're going to have to get y by itself. Then from there, graph everything. Remember that you need to see if it's going to be a dotted line or a solid line, and whether you shade the y values above the line or the y values below the line. Good luck.